Good day, or hello here on my working table, and welcome to another Saturday where I'm doing the word challenge. The word challenge isn't my invention, and it's not me hosting it. It is Rita Summers, but you will find the info about it under the little word more here under the video, and everything else I'm talking about. Links will be under there, so you can find the different things there. But before we get started, I can tell you I put all my weekly small pieces here in this little red book, and as I said, this is week 25, and I will tell you the word in a second, so be patient. I have put my embroideries here in this little red book I have made of some leftover cardstock from many years ago. And the playlist for that you can find here under the little word more also, and you can find the challenge I did last year, the Stitch Circle Show challenge, where Rita was doing my challenge, so we swap here, and that is very nice. Us small YouTubers can support each other, and I'm happy about that. But I left you here last time with this piece here, and that was the word was attached, and I just write the week number and the word here and glue it down here. So I will do that at the end of the video here for this week here. But right now, excuse me very much if I got sneezing at some points, but I have got a summer cold. I'm fine, and no fever or anything, but I'm sneezing like, yeah, you know. And also it is really turned into summer here today, or yesterday it started. So today it's about 30 degrees, and that is very hot for me. I don't like it when it is so hot. My hubby, he likes it, and he likes us to be out in the sun, and he looks already quite with a brown tan. But me, I'm a red-headed fragile girl, and I don't like that very much, so I climb inside. But I think I must have been in a draft or something, because I don't know why I'm sneezing and blowing my nose, and my eyes and my nose are running. But that would not prevent me from doing this challenge here today, because I'm home and I have time for it today. Before I got started, just a quick little peep. I have a Ko-fi account. Links below if anybody feels for supporting my channel here. I don't feel obligated in any way. So let us start with the word here for this week 25. So the word Rita picked out of her little small pot here a couple of hours ago was the word elegant. And that is luckily a word I know. When I hear the word elegant, the first thing that springs into my mind is that's certainly not something I am myself. I would never consider myself as being elegant. The other things I got thinking about, how can you interpret that word? And if you've been with me for a while, you know I'm not into making something you can see what is. I'm not into making realistic things. For me, I could have taken a photo instead. What tricks me and turns me on, and what inspires me, are colors and shapes and forms and the abstract. And that can be a little difficult with some of these words here in the challenge, and I'm certainly not a word person either. Word isn't what turns me on, and even though I read a lot, that's nothing to do with that, but I'm not a person who writes journals or put words and sentences on my things. That's just not me. I like it when everybody else is doing, but it's just not me. And even though I think it is good with challenges and and other things. But there are also certain things I don't want to lean into or do because I don't like to doing them. And not that I have not been trying. But when I think of the word elegant and I think of shapes, the everybody who knows me knows I like circles, so I won't be doing a circle, and I won't say as such a circle is elegant. But the most elegant shape I can think of is I think it is called paisley shape, and I tried to draw one here. Oh, not that that was too big, but so I just make it smaller. I think that is a very elegant shape. So I will use that shape today. And what will I do with it? Yeah, you can do many things, of course, but I have also been thinking about what else do I think is elegant. And when I think, for instance, of a dragonfly, the very delicate wings the dragonfly has, that is for me also something I just think is very elegant. So a mix of these two elements I will try to incorporate here on my substrate today. And I have a small piece of linen, red linen, and a piece of this, and don't ask me what it is. I've got it from a friend who gave me I think it was 25 centimeters of it, so I have a little more of it because I use it when I jelly print. It is nice for making marks in your paint when you're jelly printing, but I was thinking that could really represent the wings of or the pattern inside the wings of a dragonfly. So I think I will just put these two together, cut this one out, place it there and cut around it. And so of course I will have this side up and place it there, and then I will invisible baste it down and see what fancy kinds of stitching I will do when it sits there. But I haven't decided that yet. I don't know more than this right now. So this is what I will be going for. So here I have again my black substrate. And again, I haven't been doing it very easy for myself because I only do red, white and black here in this word challenge. It could have been much easier for me sometimes with other colors put in, but I'm sticking to this because I think it is that is the challenge in the challenge, you can say. But the invisible basting I've shown you a ton of time. So you just come up and go a couple of threads back in the fabric, and then you come up about a centimeter ahead of you. That is all, and it is a very great way to stitch fabrics together, and you can see it looks like that on the back. And I have learned it from a friend many years ago who was a very skilled seamstress, and I think I've told the story in one of the other videos, so I won't tell that again. So now I'm ready. So I have my piece here. So perhaps I will cut this out here, and here in the house I have my scissors here in my studio, and there are death penalty and that is meant for my husband to use any of my scissors for anything, because this is only for cutting in paper, and this one is only for cutting in threads and fabric. This scissor I inherited from Rita, who is the mother of the dogma rule embroidery here in Denmark, and I and another friend was having a big exhibition in 2019, I think. It was about, it was 19. And sadly she passed away not long after that, and her daughter asked my friend and I if we would help cleaning up her workspace and her little studio. And then I got this scissor, so I think of her every time I have this scissor in my hand. That's also the book I sometimes take pictures from when it's how to do stitches. There are some very fine drawings in that book of hers. So yeah, she was great, great. And the funny thing about her, yeah, I can talk while I'm cutting this out, is that she was originally teaching in classical whitework and hadanga embroideries and all the classical stuff. She was an expert of that. But at her older days, she got wild and started the dogma embroidery thing. And I know many foreign-speaking people are thinking, oh, dogma, they think it is something with religion, and it has nothing to do with the religion here in Denmark. The word dogma just means a set of simple rules to follow. Yeah, now it gets tricky. Yeah, let's see. Tut or peak here. Now I hope it's size-wise is fitting. I was just eyeballing it. If you really like this shape here and you can't draw it yourself, just Google paisley and shape or draw line or something, and that will pop many different ones up. So here it is. Then I think I'll just, do I have any needles here? Put that in here. Yeah, I'll go a little further down here. And there's another pin there, and there. I don't think I want much more, but then it buckles too much, I think. And away with that scissor now, and I would not use that one either. I think I would take my, yeah, perhaps, yeah, I can use it here. So I'll just cut it out here and go around it. And away with that, so I don't get any fraying down there. Perhaps I should take it in here. Yeah, I will fiddle a little more around with that and be back when I'm cut it all out. Yeah. I think I got to cut a little of this peak out, but there's nothing I can do about that now. So here it goes. So where do I want to place it? And do I want to place it just up? I can also do it like that. So it looks like there's some kind of, yeah, we can call it shadow, perhaps. I think I like that. Yeah, I hadn't been giving that a single thought before. I just saw it now. So this is what I will be going for. So I will, yeah, I have my applique pins here. They are, instead of these long chunky ones. I'm sorry for my arm. I sit here in my underwear. As I said, it is so hot here today. So don't get any funny pictures on for your inner eye. But so it is. There. Give it a little. What is that? Another thread there. There. That must be okay. So I will just nest it. I don't. Are you calling it nesting for the English-speaking people? Nest is something else. That's bird's nest. but we call it nesting in Danish when we are just attaching them with some very small stitches. So yeah, it is nearly the same as the invisible basting I'm doing here. So you can't see the stitches. And here in the red, I'll go down here. But I will go all the way here in the white area to be sure that it is sitting like I want to. And then I will change my thread to red and do the same in the red area. And that is not very interesting to look at, perhaps. So if I had a story for you, I could of course have told it now, but right now I can't think of anything intelligent to say. So see you in a second. So these two small paisley shapes are attached and aren't running anywhere. And yeah, you can choose to do many different things, but I think right now I will just be going for some round of running stitches in red in this area here and some white in this area here. I will start with the red. You could also make double running stitches all over with two different colors, red and white, and see how that looks. But I can decide that when I have made the red running stitches up to here. And then I think I want to do some fancy stitching in here, or drop some French knots in there also, and then that will be that. But I think I will just start down here and go a little out from the line of the netting and see how that goes. Yeah, running stitches you all can do. That is the easiest stitch to make. And the only thing you can say, if you are very elegant, no, if you're a very neat person and you want the spacing between and the stitches to be totally even, you will have to practice. And mine isn't, and I don't mind the look of that. It is looked by like that. It looks like it's me who have made it and not a machine who has made it. But we all have different eyes on our things and want different things. So I think I will just go for that here. It is perhaps a little difficult to see only the red ones. I could also have made double running stitches with the same color thread, and I could make not double, but what are they called? Stem stitches, I think. They would perhaps have been more visible. I can see the red stitches there, but it's perhaps harder for you to see them. So perhaps I will go for double running stitches, so I will do white in between here, and I can do that because I have already been threading a needle here, so I can see if I like the look of that. And then if I don't like the look of it, I can always do something else. It is a quite hush white one, but that is also quite white, this piece of knitting there, so that's why I've chosen the white one. But normally I think I would have gone for a dipped in sea or something, but I think this is some synthetic knitting of some kind, and I don't think it would, that the tea will sit on it or go into it, or what we can call it, or I can call it. I don't know the right name for that. No, I don't like that. I think the white is so white. I think it probably is better with several lines of the red and not more than that. So again, I will just find the knot here and cut it off, and then I can pull it through there. So now it will just be sitting there. So I can make a line. I can go back here and see how that looks. Yeah, that is how I do it when I don't have a big ready plane in my head. And it's also what I'm doing when I take decision during the process, and it will probably end up fine, but and sometimes if I have students, they are not sure of this or that, and because they can't see the ready piece for their eyes, or they don't quite know what they want. But sometimes you just have to trust the process, and perhaps it ends up like nothing you have expected, and that is also fine. So yeah, it's better now that when there's more lines here. So now I like it better. But I couldn't have predicted that. Yeah, perhaps I could if I had been clever or more experienced, but sometimes you have to try some different things and see what you like and what you don't like, and that is also, you learn a little every day. But I will do a couple of rounds more of them here, and then I will figure out if I will do it on white there, if it will be too white. But we'll see. I've been 4 times around and I miss a little there, but instead of taking a white there, I think it would be too harsh. I had taken this more red. It's more bright red than this darker red here. This is a more burgundy red. Oh, so I had taken that, so I will go around here instead with that, and I think that would be better. So that is just doing exactly the same, but I'm thinking when I come down here to the white peak, I will cut a little of that snip off there. Because I think I will come in, it will be in the way. And I will remove these two, they are also in the way. There. So What's that? Things. Yeah, I will just do it. Sorry, little peek, but you were in the way of my stitching. Yeah, and I think I can easily see that it's two different colors. So I will make, if I can, I don't think I can 4 rounds, but 4 rounds all the way here in 2 different colors. And when I'm done with that, I will decide what to do more. So I have been all around 4 times here with 2 different red ones, and I can see it clearly. Perhaps you don't get, but I can tell you that it's so. I know my plan was to do something stitching white in here, but this is so in your face, this white one here. So I don't think I want anything more white here on this piece. But instead I have been thinking about stitching a branch or something with fly stitches starting there and going all the way here. And I'm taking a thicker thread, and that is, I think, what I will see if I can do, if I can stitch up through this here. It's a little tough to come up in this white knitting here. And the fly stitches, no, not fly, the feather stitches I have done many times here. So that is not difficult either. Yeah, nothing is difficult if you can do it, but sometimes you need a little practice. There, it's quite a long line I've taken, but your thread is coming up, and then you go down at the same level. Yeah, I know it's really hard to see in this material. And then you go to the right, and you come up a little under where the thread is hanging. You have a, you can say, a kind of center line there, and then you come up where you go down here, the thread is, and then you go down here and come up here and into the loop also here. So now you go left and you come up in the center line, under and into the loop there, and you go right and into the center line and up in the loop. Now I will see if it's, if you can see it at all, or it is all in vain. Yeah, I don't know how much you can see it here in this white thing. I really have my doubts about this one. Perhaps I can I think I will pick this up, and then I will take this template here and cut it a little smaller, and take a red piece of fabric and cut a small red thing and put it there. I think this isn't too much screaming white in your face, this piece here. So doodle-oot again, up, and here we go. Just picking it up. Yeah, you don't need to see me do that. And then I will decide how to stitch that little extra red piece on. So unpicking, yeah, sometimes you have to do a little more of it to see if you like it and you don't like it, and you can still be in doubt. So carry on until you not have any doubts anymore. Suddenly you can say, yes, I would go for that, I like it, or else pick it up. In this case here, it isn't one of the dogma rules. It could have been that, and there's no dogma rules here in this challenge, but if it has been one of the dogma rules, one of the rules could have been you mustn't pick up. That's the rule. But I will do that, cut that a little smaller, find a red piece, and I will be back. I couldn't just find it many more of this fabric, so I had a piece of watercolor paper I have painted, and I've used it in one of the other weeks, so I think I will just go for that, place that there. So I'll just give it a dab of glue. And place it there. Just keep it down for a second, and then I will let it dry a little and figure out what to stitch. Yeah, it won't glue to this plasticky thing there, so I just make some small cross stitches drizzled all over the place, I think, all over the area, because it's hard to hit something exactly where I want. So it's easy to go down this way, but coming up it's a little more tricky to not to hit the place where I don't want. And I know it's because it's in paper. it can be, you can do it several times, because if I stitch up this way, there will be a hole, and that is there for good. So you must feel the best you can with your fingers. So I don't think I want to put thousands of them there. There. But I think that's quite fine, because even though the thread is white here, I think it works fine here. So again, I will do a couple of more of these all the way around, and then I think I would say this piece is done, but I can take that final decision when I'm done with these cross stitches. So done with all the stitching, and all in all that wasn't so much there, but this is how week 25 elegant ended up, and I don't know if anybody else can see that is very elegant. I still think the shape is very elegant. These are perhaps a little too rough for elegant, but yeah, it ended up like this. It could have ended up in many other ways, but you never know. And that's the funny thing, not funny, but not funny, but the exciting is perhaps a better word to think is about this. I never know how it ends. I will take some close-ups here at the end of the video, and then I will find my book and glue it in, and then I will say a proper goodbye to you. So here is my tape, and it had turned out that this roll of tape here is much easier to get the back off than, yeah, I should perhaps not say this before I am done, but until now it has shown that it is much easier to get the back of this roll here than it was on the roll I had last year. I don't know if it's another brand, or if it's because it's much wider than it was on the one I had last year. Yeah, you can see how easy that got there. And then I will just go there and there, place it down, and right here on the back. Elegant. So I don't have any doubts about that. And I think here in the near future I will make a cover for this, because then I can stick this book in and start on the next book. I would like to have some kind of cover so I can put it on a shelf here when I'm done. So I think I will go for that, but I will perhaps make a video of it when I'm start doing that. So I hope you find this video inspiring, and perhaps it is helpful for those of you who also are doing the challenge but struggle with the words. Perhaps it can give you an idea of what you can do, or set you off to do something. Not that you need to do it, you don't have to do exactly the same, and I really don't expect that, but sometimes it's nice to see what other people doing and how they attack that challenge. I know it. If you aren't a word person like I am, you perhaps also struggle with that. But else, I don't think I want to say much more than I can not remember if I'm home next Saturday. If I am, I will be doing a video, but I'm often out and about here on Saturdays. But now all the teaching season is over and summer's holiday season is beginning, so I will probably be more home until I'm starting my summer vacation myself, but that's not until the late August and into September. So we will see, but I will put videos up if I'm home and can make them for you. But else I will just say, please stay playful and creative and do something every day if you're able to do that. And also I would say, please be kind to yourself and people around you, and not but least of all, give people a smile. A smile is the shortest distance between people, and it is not easy to argue or be mad or shout at anybody you have smiled to. So please do that. So see you again in another video of this word challenge here. Bye bye for now.